how Merlin is, he's literally, he's the grandmaster of wizards, is how we've known him. I've had a fascination for him because he's also the dragon lord, and I love dragons. So I've always found him interesting as, again, like I said, as this magical being, right? So I'm guessing that is what obviously has had attracted you as well to it. You just said that it's you use Merlin magic all the time for yourself across the board. With that, could you just share one or two examples? And with that also, you mentioned that, it's
So
the
remember,
elements. Yes. Yes, please,
so
please.
so when we talk about Merlin, please understand, the wizards at that time used to use the elemental kingdom, the fire, the water, like how we have said the candles use the fire element, right? Then we use the water element for the protection ritual. Then we use something from the plant kingdom for the protection ritual. So basically, Merlin was used, really, really helped. Like one of the stories goes by, really helped King Arthur to win so many wars. And he used to tell exactly, he used to, what I'm able to understand from the history, he used to see the mystical water, and he would get messages that, the enemy will attack, or this will happen, and then they could defeat the Roman Empire, and they won a lot of wars with the magical power. So he would create certain things where suddenly out of something people would feel a different shift of energy, because he was basically a shapeshifter. So when we talk about the Merlin magic, we talk about the fifth dimension, the 5D healing. We're using the 5D, the fifth dimension healing, when we talk about and since he's a shapeshifter, so Merlin has the ability to shift his consciousness into sometimes the cloud, sometimes the water, sometimes the spiritual being, sometimes being invisible. Okay. And he could control a lot of things. He could even control the climate. So that is the kind of power he had. And there was a lot of spells which he could cast, so that, so that the enemy would go away, or to just create those magical things in King Arthur's life. So like that. So what happened, a lot of things have happened with me. If I have worked with Merlin, a lot of things have happened with me. Like, for example, I remember there was a time when I wanted there was a theta healing workshop only, and I did not have enough students to teach that class. And believe me, Mystic Lotus was not there that time. Otherwise, it would. You are the Merlin for us today. Okay. And not so much on Facebook and all. It was a different time. I'm talking about 2010, 11, a different time actually. And suddenly, I looked at Merlin. I said, we don't have students. So since I knew a little bit of candle magic, I created a ritual, and I did a little bit of small. I burned the candle. I took some water, and I asked the Merlin a little bit, give me students, and I did that ritual continuously for about 7 to 10 days. It was a 10-minute ritual which I would do, and by the end of 10 days, I had about 5 students for my level 1 theta healing training course. So for me, that was very, very important. And you suddenly, the energy shifted, from having just 1 student to 5 students. It's a huge, huge shift. So I was very happy. This is one of the times when the Merlin has helped me. Then there was time that there was too much of gossiping about me, people were talking, and then people who used to work with me, they were leaving, and they would just talk about the negative rather than the positives, and it was their perception. And one day I told Merlin, I said, enough, I want you to make all the gossip mongers go away or disappear, or just stop what they are doing. And believe me, it just stopped. They just went their own way. And I did this continuously for 21 days, where I said, till the time I don't feel a shift, I will keep on doing it, because I knew how to do it. And there was a huge shift. I have asked him for getting clients. I've asked him for, even now, I've put an intention. The Merlin guide guards my office premise. Anybody I'm close to, if I'm very close to a person, I always give them a Merlin. I'll gift them. And I always tell the person, you don't need to do it. I'm going to attune you with the Merlin, because not everybody wants to become a practitioner. You have a lot of clients who don't want to. So, I will give them the Merlin energy. And I say, I attune that Merlin that, this person protects you and guides you and you are able to progress well. I remember I gave a Merlin to a person just about maybe a year back, and there was a lot of gossip about him. His boss was trying to put him down. He was like, on the verge of feeling that I may lose my job and I don't know what to do. And, my authority is being questioned. My power is being questioned. And it has never happened to me. It was so much of message units. And I said, don't worry, I'm coming to you with a gift. And this is Merlin. I'm attuning him with your name, with your institute, your company name, your bosses, that everything will. And it's been just 1.5 years. His energy levels have shifted with the boss. He has got the power and control back. He has got a firm footing in the company. So, I have seen a lot of shifts in people's life through Merlin. Whoever I have gifted or whoever even bought Merlin from me, I always attune the Merlin that, you please take the Merlin and buy. And the Merlin I buy from is not the regular Merlin. So there's a special person who makes this Merlin for me, and I source it from him and I get it for people.
Nice. Do you have one lying around? Do you have one in like easy access that we would be able to see?
1 minute. I'll just, I think so the second the altar is ready, I'll just tell the other person to put it. Can you see the altar? Can you just put on the altar there so that they can see only? Just give me my Merlin, just one Merlin you can give from there. I have, at one point of time, I had 15 to 20 Merlins sitting, so I had to keep it away. Till I keep 4. This is the Merlin, my first Merlin.
Oh, beautiful.
I had bought 12 years back.
Wow. And it's still intact, huh, Dr. Geetanjali?
Yes, it's a very strong Merlin. It is intact. I could only afford this. I remember I bought it for 4,000 rupees at that time.
That time.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, there was a longer Merlin for 5,500. I think so it was 3.5, 4, something like that. I couldn't afford the 5,500.
Right.
So I had bought the smaller Merlin, and this has created, it's like your friend. I feel, that it's a connection, he even if you don't have anybody, even at times when you feel that you are, you're alone, or in times of grief, this is one friend who's always there for you, who was, there to take care, a protective. How do you have the Archangel Michael?
Yes.
But you have, I don't know, but there is something more powerful about him. Yes. Something that's my Merlin altar today.
Right. And we will be putting it right next to you very soon, as you take us through a few more things. And in fact, I wanted to share a personal story, Dr. Geetanjali, with Merlin. I was also gifted a Merlin. All right. Oh. And in fact, one very similar looking to yours. Okay. And I had him right next to me on my bedside table. And I would pray to him or say something to him every night before sleeping. And at that time, I was having a very tough time with a particular thing and a few particular people. And, after a certain period, one crystal came off and then the other came off. Oh. And then I realized that, okay, the job's been done. He came to do something for me. And now it's time for me to say bye to him.
Achha. So you put him in the sand?
Yes. The 2 crystals that fell off, I put those into the sand, and him, I put into water because it was too big for me to dig in and put it in. So when you say this, I know I can connect to this. I know instantly, what you're talking about. But a lot of people here haven't heard the name Merlin, and they're wondering, what's so greatly magical about this. And of course, the first thing about magic is not the explanation of it, but the experience of it. So we will come to that very quickly. There are some questions that have come in, which I just want to ask you here. Shantamina has asked, can we get rid of health problems?
Yes, in my workshop, I'm going to teach you about the health ritual. I'm going to teach you how to do the health ritual yourself. And see, when you say to get rid of, Let me tell you again. Can I tell my story? Is it okay?
Please, yes, absolutely.
So I was very ill in the month of June. There was a lot of swelling on my face. There was a lot of inflammation in my body, and I was thinking that I have some kind of a disease. And I was using everything, whatever I knew, I was using it. And this last time, I looked at Merlin, and I said, help me. I'm tired, and there was a lot of pain in my body. And I said, I don't know what to do. And I went to a doctor, and the doctor said, whatever symptoms you are saying, it doesn't suggest this. I would suggest you to have an MRI so that you understand what's the issue. Then when I did the MRI, I understood that there is a L4, L5 issue. For the last 4 to 5 years, we suddenly got aggravated. Magically, I never got medicines for that. And suddenly one dermat, he gave me a medicine and for inflammation. He said, use this. And in 10 days, my pain disappeared. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. I am today pain-free. I'm today, that day one of my clients came and said, Acha, are you feeling well? You're always very concerned about your health. I said, no, there is no problem with my health anymore. I said the usual, I'm a PCOD patient, so that is there, but even that I have kept in control. But I don't have any problems. I am cured completely. I'm happy. And I believe that Merlin gave me the resource. So definitely you can get rid of your health issues. You will get the resource. Basically, see, if today you have a money issue, you will get one. If you have a money issue, you'll get a business. If you have a money issue, you'll get a career. If you have a support issue, you'll get the support. So whatever you're looking for, definitely the Merlin will manifest for you. See, if I'm talking about Merlin, it's because I believe I didn't know about any course when I came to it. This has been created by me.
Right.
Okay, it's my course. So it's not about anything that, it has just come to me by channeling, doing things on my own. When I was channeling messages, suddenly I would, one day get up and say, why don't I do this? And, I'll see a shift in the life. Like that, I have created the course over the last 4-5 years and helped people. But yes, 100% it will help you in your health issues. It has helped in mine, so why will it not help in yours?